Here's the psychology truth nobody tells you. You don't go back to old habits because you're weak. You go back because your brain is scared of the person you're trying to become. You tell yourself this time will be different. New routine. New mindset. New life. You wake up motivated. You promise yourself, today I change. But somehow, you end up doing the same things. Scrolling. Procrastinating. Avoiding what you know you should do. And that's when the voice shows up. What's wrong with me? Why can't I stick to anything? Why do I always go back? You're trying to move forward, but something inside you keeps pulling you backward. Not because you want to fail, but because part of you feels safer staying the same. And that's the real trap. You don't feel stuck. You feel familiar. But here where it gets worse. The longer you repeat the same habit, the more your brain believes. This is who I am. Not what you do, but who you are. And once a habit becomes an identity, breaking it feels like losing yourself. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain would rather keep you safe than make you successful. It doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about survival. Comfort. Predictability. Even if your life is painful, at least it's familiar. So when you try to change, your brain panics. It whispers, go back. At least there you know what happens. Don't risk something new. That's why the old habit feels tempting when you're stressed. That's why you relapse when you're tired. That's why change feels exhausting. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain thinks change is danger. But this next part explains why nothing has changed yet. It's not the habit. It's the role you've been playing. You don't just repeat habits. You repeat identities. I'm the person who always quits. I'm the one who can't focus. I'm just bad at discipline. Every time you go back, you prove that story true. And your brain loves proof. So when you try to act differently, it feels fake, uncomfortable, wrong, because your mind says, that's not you. Change feels like lying at first, like wearing clothes that don't fit yet. And fear shows up. Not loud fear, quiet fear, fear of failing, fear of looking stupid, fear of becoming someone who can't go back. So you choose the old habit. Not because it's good, but because it's known. Short sentences, short relief, long regret. That's the cycle. Pain, comfort, repeat. Pain, comfort, repeat. And slowly, your future gets smaller. You think you need more motivation. You don't. You need to understand what you're fighting. You're not fighting a bad habit. You're fighting a scared brain. A brain that learned. This is how we survive. And survival feels more important than growth. But here's the truth that changes everything. Every time you choose the old habit, you're choosing the old version of yourself. And every time you resist it, even for 1 minute, you create a crack in that identity. Not a miracle, a crack. And cracks are where new things start. You don't become disciplined in one day. You become it the first time you don't quit. You don't become confident overnight. You become it the first time you act scared and still move. The brain learns through proof, not promises. So stop waiting to feel different. Act different first. Let it feel wrong. Let it feel awkward. Let it feel uncomfortable. That's not failure. That's rewiring. If you keep going back to old habits, it's not because you can't change. It's because you haven't stayed long enough. in the discomfort of becoming new. Your brain will beg you to return, to scroll, to delay, to escape, not because it hates you, but because it doesn't know the future you yet. And here's the question you need to answer. Will you keep protecting the person you were? Or will you suffer long enough to become the person you want to be? Old habits feel safe. New lives feel scary. But only one of them leads forward. And deep down, you already know which one you've been choosing.